Well, welcome to the Snail Trail 4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how fantastic Mercedes are around Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler. And joining me for another episode of Snail Trail 4x4 podcast, Jimmy Jet.
What up?
How you doing, man?
Good. I'm doing very good. Thanks.
Nice, yeah.
How about yourself?
Doing pretty good.
Nice.
I woke up feeling great.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that.
And within 2 hours, I felt like I got kicked in the dick again. I'm like borderline depressed already.
So, is that because of life, work, all the above?
Work. Mainly.
Okay. Yeah.
A little bit of life, but it's mainly work. And mainly because life is turning into work in a way, I guess. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all slept like rocks last night.
Nice.
Yeah. When the alarms went off across the house and you just heard the house go, oh, you're like, oh man, we need another 3 hours or something.
Yeah.
But, the family's doing good. So that's fine.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, this is a Thursday.
Yes, it is.
Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
We got some fun content for you guys. We have some really fun updates, I think, for you guys. Something kind of happened all of a sudden that I took advantage of, and now I have another vehicle.
I'm so jealous.
I don't know how.
I'm mediocrely jealous.
I'm pretty jealous of myself. We'll get into it.
Yep.
Well, this is Thursday, so we got those updates. Small update on. I'm not going to talk about that one today.
Okay.
There's two other updates going on that I'm not going to talk about until they get closer to being kind of finished and solidified. So, but I went playing in the snow this weekend too.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yep. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about all that good stuff. We got some housekeeping things to go over.
Yes, we do.
We're coming up on the end of the month here. So that means if you guys want to get involved with the monthly giveaway, you got to be in on the Snail Trail giveaway tier before the end of the month, which is very quickly approaching here. And that's located over at irate4x4.com and under the Snail Trail 4x4 forum. All your sign-up options are there. So make sure you do that before February 28th, then midnight. Otherwise, you will not be in, but you will get entered for March's giveaway. So we'll tell you guys about that as we get into March. For February, though, what was our giveaway for February? I just blanked all of a sudden.
It's all right. I got your back, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
We have, I believe it's called the Expedition Pack from Glue Tread, and it has all kinds of goodies for you to fix your tires with. They have pretty much an amazing pack of stuff there. So whatever problem that you come upon with a busted tire, you can fix it with the Expedition Pack.
Yep. Yeah, it's a really cool piece of kit. They got tire plugs, metal T-handles that they all machine and make in-house.
It's all made in the USA too.
Yep.
Which all is really cool.
In the USA.
Yep.
So that, a bunch of tire plugs, some Colby valves that they've gotten to work with Colby on to make glue tread Colby valves, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty jealous. I've been trying to do that, and Colby valves won't return my phone calls.
So just get the ones from glue tread.
I know, right? Yep. And so we got that, and of course there's a glue tread tire patch, sidewall tire patch kits in there as well. So about $225 value there for your guys' pleasure, for all your tire pleasures, and that's for the month of February. So make sure you guys are in before the end of the month, and we'll get into tell you guys what's happening in March once we get there.
Absolutely. But before we get to March, we do have to talk about all of the iTunes, Apple Podcast reviews that are going on. You need to go over, leave us a review over on Apple Podcasts, and you will get entered to win an Onyx Elite membership. We have an Onyx Elite membership to give away once we reach 800 reviews. Once we reach 850 reviews, we're also giving away an Onyx Elite membership. And then once we get to 900 reviews, we're giving upwards of $1,000 of Morphlate gear, including the brand new braided hose kits, which are super fancy. Actually, at King of the Hammers, you know who I'm going to talk about, but I'm not going to mention names. I was talking to a gentleman for the hoses, and he said he was going to give me a water version of it. I didn't even know they made that.
Yep.
So he's going to give me one that lays flat and works really well for the trailer. So I'm super excited to try that out.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, they make great hoses. So it was nice being able to work with that company in order to kind of make our own version of their hoses for Morphlate. So super durable, super robust. I really don't think there's any failure points in our hose kits anymore now that hose is what it is. So
well, and that's just another reason why you offer a lifetime warranty on your products.
True.
Because you have pretty much built it bulletproof now.
That was the goal. As much as I love seeing people, I don't want to have to see people come back and replace their products. It just,
I love seeing you. I just don't want to, I don't want to see you with a complaint.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So my goal is to make all of our stuff as complaint free as possible. Right.
Totally.
So, it's a fun thing. And we have a bunch of other things ready to launch pretty much. We're putting the final touches on 2 of the projects. One of the projects is just about done. We just have to go over the final designs, and then get essentially production prototypes made before we put it into production. And then the big project it's about halfway done now.
Ooh, okay.
So a little beyond. So
we'll see it at the end of the year.
The goal is to have it in hand, ready to sell for Black Friday.
Okay.
So
good luck.
The goal is to launch it at Black Friday.
Sweet.
Around Black Friday. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to you about that because I learned about something, another avenue of making money.
Okay.
I learned about something fun, so we'll chat and see if we can. I think it could be beneficial for me, but it also could be beneficial for Morphlate.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. All right. I don't think there's that much more besides talking about what we're up to this upcoming weekend. We are going to be up in the snow. We're going to be hanging out. Hopefully some of you guys can join us. We've been holding back telling you guys where we're going because we just didn't want to bombard that area a lot and because we thought it'd be funny. So anyways, we've decided and worked with our good friends over at Uncle Tom's Cabin, and we have reserved the big old meadow area down there for us to go camping in. I think earlier Tyler and I both said that we were going to be able to get up there Friday night. Well, that's not the case anymore. It's too much going on in life around us at the moment. And so we're going to do a meetup. Are we going to do Stumpy Meadows?
Yeah.
Parking area?
I think that's a good spot for it. Yeah.
Okay. We'll do Stumpy Meadows parking area, meet up at 9:00, hopefully wheels up by 9:30. And we will go snow wheeling that entire day as long as we can, or go as far as we can, or as far time-wise as we can, whatever comes first. And then the goal is to be back at Uncle Tom's and camping around dusk. Yeah. So people can set up their gear, get things going, so we can you can start cooking food or whatever you want, and you're not having to do it in the dark.
Yeah.
And and Uncle Tom's will be open, so you could trudge up the hill a little ways and go get some beers and hang out at the cabin and check it out. Or we'll be down. We'll probably have some sort of fire down where we're at and hanging out there and chilling and relaxing. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully you guys can make it. It doesn't sound like we have enough people to warrant a porta potty, but
I don't think so.
That said, I'm not sure how we might get a porta potty in. So if you are going, please make sure that you have enough food, drinks for yourself, have all the amenities to be able to camp if you're planning on spending the night. If you are a morning coffee pooper and that helps everything flow, make sure you have wag bags with you. Tyler's raising his hand.
This guy over here.
Yep. So, because we don't know what kind of amenities are going to be available to us. So pretty much expect to be diverse, or not diverse camping.
Like dispersed camping.
Yeah, there it is.
Disturbed camping.
Disturbed camping. Out and away from everybody. And you have to be self-sufficient. So that'll be fun. We're excited to go wheeling with everybody. I've got some updates on Bobcat to talk about here later in the episode, and we will hopefully see you guys out there. So just a refresher, Saturday morning, 9 a.m., we're meeting at Stumpy Meadows, the parking lot there, which may or may not still have snow in it. We'll have to find out. And then wheels up 9:30. We're going to wheel all around. We're going to end up at Uncle Tom's, and then we're going to spend the night there. Sunday morning, pretty much up and out for the most part. So,
cool. So just for everybody else's information out there, there is a poker run going on at the same time on the same road that we're going to be going on. And the goal is to start in Georgetown and get all the way up to, I believe, the top of Heartless.
Their goal?
Yeah, their goal is the poker run. So,
so our goal is to try to get ahead of them.
Yeah, Heartless turnaround up at the top. So our goal is to get out ahead of them. Looks like they're leaving. It's a non-guided trip, which is kind of interesting. You show up in Georgetown at the Jeepers Jamboree office. It's being put on by the Rotary, Georgetown Rotary.
Okay.
So you show up at the Jeepers Jamboree office, pay your $75, and then you go out on your own or with buddies to the different stations to get your hand of cards, the 5 stations. And so one of the stations is going to be at Stumpy Meadows.
Oh,
which will be fine. It's a big parking lot. So I don't think it'll be any issues with us kind of hanging out there. And
do you know what time they start?
It says they're starting in Georgetown between 9 and 10 a.m. And you have to return by 4 p.m.
Got it. So if we're up at Stumpy at 9 and leave before at 9:30, we should be ahead of them.
Should be ahead of everybody by 30 to an hour to 2 hours, really.
Kind of.
Because if they're starting in Georgetown, have to come all the way up the hill and then air down still and everything. So, it should be good. We should be well ahead of everybody. So
we'll just meet the crew that's handing out cards.
Yep.
That works. Let's see. If you're trailering, you have to figure out your own logistics. You probably are not going to be able to trailer to Uncle Tom's. No. Probably, it's snow on the road.
Don't plan on being able to trailer to Stumpy Meadows either.
Yeah. You're going to just need to figure it out. I don't really even have any suggestions for you because I don't.
I don't either. I have a trailer and I've got to figure it out. So I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Yeah. I told, we have a gentleman. I don't know if I should admit it, but I think Rover Dawn's coming. And I said, if you want a trailer to my house, we can figure out trailer logistics but I'm driving up from my house. So I offered that to him, but I don't have a lot of room. So if people are coming from afar, we can try to figure something out. If you need something, you can hit me up, but that means I need to leave my house though, like 8 or no, even before that, 7:30 at minimum, probably 7 to get up there in time. So we're going to be up and out in the morning for sure.
Nice.
Yep. And if you guys have any questions about the logistics or anything, just hit us up. SnailTrail4x4 for me on Instagram, 4x4 Toyota Tyler for Tyler on Instagram, or you can email us, Jimmy or Tyler at snailtrail4x4.com. Don't leave us a snail mail because you'll definitely be past that.
We'll miss it.
Yes. We'll be like, oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Once again, if you have any questions, just reach out. Happy to help.
Yep. I think that's it. That does it.
I think so.
Cool. We'll take a quick break then, and we'll be right on back with kind of the shenanigans that Jimmy and I have been into over the weekend. And we'll see you guys soon.
Are you stuck inside? Are you not sure where you want to go to explore? We'll open the Onyx Off-Road app. It shows you all the trails around you, and it tells you their difficulty. Now you can quickly search out your next adventure or plan your next trip. Download Onyx Off-Road from the App Store. Onyx Off-Road, built for the adventurer.
Welcome back, ladies, gentle ladies, kiddos, doggies, everybody out there. We're here in the studio today, and we have some license plates up that you guys probably can't see on the camera.
I'm not sure if you can see them. They might be a little bit above the camera.
Might be able to see like the bottom edge of them, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
When we do this, we're going to arrange and we're going to sit higher. And so we'll be able to reach more of the TV and a little bit more of what's above. But let's see. We pulled out all the license plates that you guys gave us. All of them. There was so many. You guys are
There's a lot.
Way jealous. or generous, I think is more what I meant.
Same thing.
And then
tomato.
we decided that we want to put them in alphabetical order, and we want to put them all 50, get a collection of all 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
And by we, I mean more me.
Which is fine.
Tyler just wanted to start blanketing the wall thing.
I was like, let's start putting him up. Who cares where he goes?
Yeah. I'm like, no, I want to play a game.
Yeah.
So we found that we can roughly fit 9 across this black wall.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes us from, what is it, Alabama to Florida alphabetically. Mm-hmm. And then we got one row up. So next week, the goal is to do another row. So if in roughly 5 or 6 weeks, we'll have that all done. Hopefully I can then build the table within that time because we have a certain table that we're going to put in here. We do still need to figure out chairs and some other smaller stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we do have some license plates up on the wall. We are missing Connecticut. Is that Connecticut?
China.
CN. Canada.
One of those 3.
The 51st state.
Yeah, I think it's Connecticut.
Yeah. So if
Connecticut is CT.
What's CN?
I don't know. I don't know if we have Colorado. That would be Connecticut. So you and Ben just wrote it down wrong.
Maybe we wrote it down wrong. Yeah. So whatever CN or CT is, we need that one.
Yep.
If you're out there and you're in that state and you got an extra license plate, let us know.
Yep.
We do have probably a handful, maybe like 8 more that we don't have, but I guess we'll announce them as we go.
Yeah.
Because not sure. I don't remember what they are.
We do need a picture of Nick from Montana.
Oh, I can handle that.
Okay. Never mind.
I probably already have one.
Okay.
It's probably my background on my phone.
Nice. Cool.
But yeah, so excited for that. That was fun moving forward there.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got going. I have a few updates, some things about Bobcat and life in general.
Okay.
Where do you want to start with what?
Let's go.
You want to start with the elephant in the room?
The big gray elephant?
The big gray elephant?
Sure, we can do that.
Okay.
I am the proud new owner of a Unimog.
I'm moderately jealous.
If it was just a Unimog, I'd be like, yeah, okay, congratulations kind of thing. But I got a free Unimog.
Yes.
That's in actually pretty good condition, I think.
The body of that thing is in immaculate condition.
Yes, it's almost in perfect condition.
It's weird. Yeah, it's
there's
really
there's
crazy.
no rust on the frame, the axles.
It looks like it's been like a frame up restoration.
It kind of does, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And so what happened with this Unimog, it's a 404 Unimog, 404.114 for all you Unimog people out there.
Do you know what the last part is? I only know the 404s.
It's part of the build sheet designator because the 404s came with a number of different engines, a couple different, I want to say transfer case setup, a couple of different options on it, like a PTO, etc.
I noticed this one didn't have a PTO.
It does not have the PTO. And so the 114 tells you kind of
the make of it, the
model of the Unimog, right?
Sure.
And then there's a whole nother 6 digits to the VIN that tells you exactly how that model was set up. That car was set up.
Huh. Okay.
So that'll tell you what key you need for it. Apparently it was kind of like the first gen 4Runners, right? They only made like 8 different keys. And then, So, and other things with the Unimog, right? So, I have the full VIN. I just need to figure out where to look at that up and see if I can figure out the exact configuration of what that vehicle had going on. But it's a 404. The tires kind of held air. There was the front 2 tires did not hold any air whatsoever. The rear 2 tires sort of held air. One of them is
enough
leaking.
To push it in.
Enough to roll it across the parking lot. Yeah. And get it in the warehouse. But it was funny. I got in it and I was like, well, I don't even know if this thing's going to roll. Yeah. Well, let's back up first. How did I get this?
Yeah. I was going to say, where did this come from? Have you seen it before?
Oh yeah. Saw it every day. I came to the warehouse. So when we moved in here at the new warehouse that Moreflight moved into 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
there was a Unimog sitting in a fenced in area, and it was like the only thing in this fenced in area across from the warehouse. So if you're a listener, I know we've had listeners show up to the warehouse here to pick up Morphlite gear before. If you drove into the Morphlite warehouse, you probably noticed the Unimog in the parking lot.
I noticed it once a week.
Yep. And so when I moved in, my landlord rep met us here, and almost the first thing I said to her was, what's the story behind that thing over there? Because it definitely looked nice, but like nobody was caring for it.
No.
And nobody really cared about it. Like somebody just took possession of it and then just parked it out there to die, kind of thing. That's what the vibe felt like. And so I asked the landlord, my rep, I was like, what do you guys know about that? And she goes, I don't know. It's that tenant's and he pays for that fenced in space. So we just kind of let him do whatever he wants. And it seems like he just wants to put that in there. And I was like, okay. Do you ever talk to them about it? Like, has it ever come up in conversation about the vehicle needs to be at a certain standard to be sitting around in the parking lot? Or she goes, no, they just kind of use it as storage space. I was like, okay. I was like, well, if you ever hear anything about like, they want to get rid of it or they don't want to maintain it or upkeep it or deal with it or have it anymore, could you let me know?
Yeah.
She said, yeah, sure. So fast forward 3 years.
Yeah, right.
That tenant moved out over there and left a bunch of stuff behind. And one of the things they left behind was a 404 Unimog.
That was so weird.
Right?
Why?
I have no clue why anybody would just leave and abandon a 404 Unimog. They have such a cult following that like they could have easily have sold it for $5,000 sight unseen. Easy.
Oh yeah.
Apparently they were supposedly trying to sell it for $8,000, but they never posted it anywhere. They were just telling people about it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it never sold from them telling. So they were just like, we don't want it anymore. I'll just leave it there. I'm not going to take it with us. Wow. And they just abandoned it when they left their lease here at the warehouse complex, industrial complex. So the landlord reached out to me and was like, hey, that Jeep thing over across from your guys' suite. Are you still interested in it? And I was like, yeah, I could be interested. I mean, what are you guys thinking? And they're like, well, honestly, we just want it gone. And I was like, we can make it disappear for you.
Yeah.
How do you guys want anything for it? Do you want money? Like, are you trying to sell it? What does the owner trying to sell it? What's the current state? They're like, the owner is currently abandoning it. So we're taking ownership of it, but we have to go through and legally make sure that's all good before we can just hand it off to you. And I was like, hand it off. So like, you're just going to give it to me? They're like, well, the deal is you're getting rid of it for us. Whatever you do with it is up to you, but you get rid of it for us and we won't ask you to pay for it or anything.
Okay.
I was like,
sold.
Deal. Let me sign somewhere quick before you change your mind. Right. And they said, okay, give us a little bit here to try and figure out those legal details of what it means for them to take possession of it. And how do you transfer that title or possession, whatever, get a bill of sale, whatever it is. And so they got back to me about a month and a half, maybe 2 months later. And I was like, okay, it's all yours. When do you want to get it? And I was like, now. And they're like, okay, cool. We'll have the maintenance guy meet you over there and you can open up the fence and take a look at it and get it moved. And I was like, okay. So we literally dropped everything we were doing on last Friday.
Okay. Yeah.
So this was Friday so less than a week ago, from when you guys might be listening to this, when this episode airs. Dropped everything, went over there and met the maintenance guy. And we're kind of looking at this and we're like, would it roll? Do we have everything we need to put on it? And what can we do? Like one of the wheels wasn't even attached to the Unimog. It was on a jack stand on that side. So that didn't have any lug nuts for that wheel. And we're like, okay, well, we can take 2 lug nuts off of the front and put them on the rear just to have the wheel attached to roll it across the parking lot.
Yeah.
But the big question is it even going to roll or do we need to go get dollies or something?
Right.
And so we started kind of crawling around it and we couldn't get the transmission to shift.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know if this thing is in first, second, reverse, forward, 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, 6th gear. Neutral. I have no clue. And the tires are really flat. So like the only way to roll it is to really pull on it with a forklift or a vehicle.
Okay. Tyler's breaking things over here.
Whoopsies. Nothing broke. We're good. The light's on over there, though.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Hold on a sec. We're back. Where was I? We didn't know if it was going to roll or not.
Yeah, you didn't know if you're in gear or what's going on.
Yeah, and the previous owner, somebody along the way bedlined the entire interior of the cab.
Okay.
So you can't really, there's usually an information card riveted in there somewhere. I couldn't find it at all. So I have no clue what year it is.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the VIN at that time, so I didn't know exactly what model and make it was. The pull lever to open up the hood so you can take a look at the front side of the engine, and the radiator and everything, that was all rusted closed. So I couldn't pull the lever out to get that open to see if there's anything under the hood of identification or anything. There is a shifter diagram, and there's labels on every single switch on the dashboard.
Okay.
But it's all in German.
Yes.
So I don't know German. And so I was like, I got no clue what all these do. And so I was like, oh, I know somebody who does. I know a couple people that do.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So I called Joe Obremski from Carnage Welder, who's a Unimog addict, and was like, dude, what do I do with this thing? How do I figure out if it'll roll? And he goes, well, just move the transmission. I was like, I can't. I have tried. He goes, are you moving the right lever? I was like, I don't know. There's 4 levers here. This one looks like it's probably the transmission lever. It's pretty obvious, but I could be retarded and I don't know for sure.
Right.
He goes, so he walked me through. He goes, all right, so the lever furthest to your left is going to be your 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. Sorry, your forward and reverse.
Okay.
The lever next to it is your parking brake, and then the next one is your transmission. The next one is your 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive.
Got it.
And your lockers, because they're mechanical cable actuated lockers, like aux lockers. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, I think I'm in forward. I think I'm in no parking brake.
Yeah. I
think the transmission is stuck, and I think that the shifter is upwards on the 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and like a 45 degree up. He goes, okay, so you're probably in forward, no parking brake, neutral, 4-wheel drive. I was like, okay, how do I figure out if things will shift? He goes, well, move them. I can't get the transmission to shift. He goes, it has a really hard gate. And I've heard that before of Unimogs. Okay. They're the gate to go from
anything
at the neutral position over into first and second.
Yeah. Or
over into 3 through 6. That gate there that separates those two is a very harsh gate. And I've always heard that, but I've always been like,
how hard
sitting
is
there,
it?
how hard is it? I was like pulling on it to the point I was like, I'm going to bend this fucking shifter lever. I had Ryan, MFR Ryan, get in there and try it as well. He couldn't get it to move either.
Wow.
And I was like, are you sure, Joe? And he goes, no, you what I do whenever I'm driving is I hit it. He goes, you almost got to shock load it and hit it. You can't just pull on it.
Okay.
And I was like, what do you mean hit it? I hit it and it flew over.
Wow.
I was like, oh, okay. He goes, yeah. He goes, I probably have a bunch of elbow problems in my right arm because that's all I do is I just slap the transmission shifter to get it to move over. I was like, okay. Once I got that down, I was able to shift it. It shifted freely through all the 6 gears.
Sweet.
So I was like, okay, cool. That's really neat to see. And then also the shifter is it's a rotary. So the shift lever itself goes forwards and backwards. So vertical.
Yeah.
And then to get the side motion, it's not moving through selectors like you'd think of a vehicle is. It's on a rotary, and that rotary turns for the shifter to move left and right. So I don't know how that linkage works.
Interesting.
To get down into the transmission and shift in between the gears and the transmission.
So if you're in first and that's straight up,
yep.
All of them are straight up or straight down.
Yep.
And then you have to rotate something.
It rotates like this. So it's like a what is that called when your arm rotates? Pronation.
Yeah.
Pronation, supination. So like
yep.
it's got the shifter sticks out of a nub on the top of the transmission, and that nub pronates and supinates essentially the way your arm does. Instead of the shifter moving through gates and stuff, it's like, boop, it rotates through gates. It's weird.
Yeah. So you're when you bring it back and into like the neutral area.
Yep.
You then move it upwards over the transmission to go into something like third.
Yep.
So you're just connecting different rods, more or less.
That's what I'm guessing is there's a little hand or arm in there that rotates
with it.
The opposite. Yeah. So like if your first gear is up left, the arm is back right in there or something like that in the rotator. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either.
So anyways, it's a really interesting design on that. But it is a very harsh gate and you have to slap it to get it to go through that gate.
Good to know.
So anyways, I was like, okay, that's really cool. At least we know that the transmission shifts through all the gears. There's no binding.
Right.
So the next question is, does it roll? Are the portals seized inside? Wheel bearings seized? Differentials seized? I don't know if there's any oil in these differentials. Well, I don't know what's going on. All the drive shafts are in giant tubes.
Yeah.
I think they're called torque tubes.
Something like that.
Yeah. And so
Ryan was I was laying under it looking at things and Ryan's like, have you ever seen this? I'm like, yes.
Yep.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
On all the Unimogs.
Yep. And so you can't really see if like the U-joints are good in there because they're all covered up too, to protect everything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I guess the next move is to see, I said, let us come back. We kind of know about the vehicle now. Let us come back on Monday, first thing Monday, and we'll get it moved no matter how we do it. But it'll give us the weekend to come up with plans A, B, C, D. Whatever we're going to need to get this thing moved. And so our first plan was to attach the rear driver wheel using 2 lug nuts off of the front driver wheel, and then pick it up on the front end with the forklift and roll it into the warehouse.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did.
And it worked.
Plan A worked just fine. Nothing was seized up. Okay. So everything from the wheels to the neutral of the transmission turned. So we didn't put it in gear and have it try and turn the engine.
Right.
But everything rolled really nicely, actually.
Cool. Good.
So we got it into the warehouse. We had heard that the engine in it is blown, which is kind of weird now that because I was like, I don't know. I feel like these are very robust engines and motors, and it'd be really hard to blow one up. And from talking to a couple other people about it, they're like a 22RE. They don't have enough power to damage themselves.
Sure.
They don't have enough torque to hurt themselves. So if it blew up, quote unquote, then it's probably a head gasket. Usually those they just don't have enough force to damage pistons.
Okay.
And so looking at it, it looks like it's a very easy engine to work on, but we were also told that there's a spare blown engine in the bed of the Unimog.
Blown?
That's what they told us.
Okay.
And so so
you have 2 engines that supposedly aren't working.
Correct. And so my thought was, okay, well, I got this Unimog for free. What if I could trade 2 404 engines towards a brand new, fresh rebuilt crate engine or something?
Right. Put a Cummins in there.
All right. Put an R247 in there. It'd be sweet. And so anyways, we're like, okay, well, it has this big old, I think it's called nitrogen tank on the back.
Okay.
That's it's supposed to be airtight, watertight, everything. It's designed to be airdropped out of a C-37.
Oh, geez.
If for repairs, right? You drop it out and it has a big old parachute that would come out of it and it floats down and they pick it up and repair it in the field.
All right.
And so that whole big metal steel container drum was in the bed of the Unimog. So we opened that up. And it looks like it's a brand new, fresh rebuilt engine block.
Wow.
Lower, the heads, the valves, the valve cover, it's all on there. The pulleys on the front are paint penned. The flywheel on the back doesn't look like it has any markings on it whatsoever.
Why would they
like it's a fresh machine?
Why would they leave this?
I have no clue. No idea. The spark plugs looked new in it. It looks like a brand new gasket on the valve cover gasket.
Wow.
I'm like, what? And then there's a bunch of parts for a distributor and electrical system for supplying spark to the spark plugs, right? So I'm like, I think I have a full running Unimog here. I just need to drop in the new engine or diagnose what's wrong with the old engine.
Right.
Knowing what I know now, and that the previous owner supposedly, we asked rumors, from the landlord, what did they use this for? Why did they even have it?
Okay.
And it sounds like they had it and had it looking really nice to use for taking pictures with their products. And that's all they ever really used it for.
Okay.
And after that, they just kind of let it go.
What was the company there? Like what type of company?
I think it was a photography, videography company.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you're right. I think I know I walked into that company on the opposite side.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there was during the time, there was a brand new 2024 Tacoma out there. And I was like, trying to find the owner to mock tailgates off of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I walked into that same one.
That's funny. So
I might know a little bit more about that. Yeah,
maybe.
That's funny.
Yeah. So my thought is that the previous owner didn't really know much about vehicles and just figured the engine wasn't running and therefore got a new engine for it. Because it sounded to me like they were willing to dump money into it because the body is in immaculate condition.
Amazing. Yeah.
And it's very well done. The paint has held up over sitting outside in the sun for who knows how many years, and the weather and the rain and everything.
Yeah. Before you got here.
Before I was here. So I know of it for at least 3 years. The frame down is all in really good condition. There's definitely been work done on the drivetrain and adding rock lights and undercarriage lights to it. A brand new muffler exhaust on it. Stuff like that. So somebody put money into it, but didn't follow through and finish it, kind of thing.
Right.
So it's a 5-cylinder Mercedes gas engine in the Unimog. And it's a carbureted.
Yeah.
So all we got to do is check compression on the cylinders.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then make sure that there's gas getting into the bowl of the carburetor. And that there's a spark getting to the spark plugs.
Yeah. That's the easy way to say it.
Easy way. Yeah. Right.
There's a lot of small things.
There's a lot
especially
of small things
with the carburetor.
Yeah. There's a lot of small things. And, it's been sitting out there for so long. Who knows what's in the gas tanks now?
You got to drain that whole thing
for sure. And then, obviously oils and fluids and the whole thing needs to be checked. But, I've heard from talking to a couple people on a Unimog Facebook group page that it is very rarely do these engines ever really blow up. Usually it's a fuel management issue.
Got it.
Something gets clogged in the gas tank, something that's clogged between the gas tank and the carburetor, etc. So for whatever reason, a lot of times what happens with these is they just stop getting fuel to the engine. And once you diagnose and fix that, everything runs great.
Okay.
So
so you have a little bit of research to do.
A little bit of research.
A lot of just trial and error to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of work to figure out, like, drain the oils and change some fluids and change the gas and then maybe try to crank it up.
Maybe. That's my thought is, it's a 24 volt system that steps down to 12 volt for the starter.
Oh, cool.
So, I'm going to hook up 2 batteries to it. Pull the spark plugs and check the spark plugs first, see if they have any kind of show signs of wear or something. And then pull the spark plugs of the distributor or something and start checking compressions on the cylinders. And
probably
then
just put a breaker bar on the crank and just see if you can turn it.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah. So that's kind of the next step of the plan, I guess, to see if we can get this thing up and running. But it also turns out that we have one of the the guys when it comes to aftermarket recreation Unimogs in the country here in Vallejo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I took pictures of the new engine block that's in the bed and sent it to a few people. And they're like, and 2 people now have said, oh yeah, so-and-so built this. That's this guy in Vallejo.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you know? And they're like, well, it's on the ID tag. That's his ID that he stamps on these ID tags. I was like, okay. So with him being in Vallejo, I might just kind of like pay him for a weekend to come out, or a day on a Saturday or something, to come out and look over everything and see what he can figure out in 8 hours.
Yeah.
And walk us through it. Right. And tell us what to look for and what we're looking at, and figure everything out, and essentially teach us Unimog stuff. And go that way too. So
yeah,
rather than trial and error trying to guess what is this, what is that, how does this hook up here, what's going on with this system, etc. So
yeah. Is this one 12 volt or 24 volt?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
that's cool though.
Yeah.
I crawled all around it earlier today.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool, man. That the frame is clean. The body is super clean. I was looking at it when I was talking to Ryan when we were back there, and I was like, this thing is immaculate.
Yeah.
It's like super nice.
Yep. It didn't look like exactly like immaculate sitting over in the fenced in area. But once I started crawling around it on Friday, I was like, this is in really good condition.
Yeah. Yeah. I was super shocked. So it's really cool. Congratulations. I think this is going to be a neat rig. What's the game plan for it? Like, I mean, obviously try to get it running, but then what do you want to do?
I think the main goal for it is going to be to do an inflation deflation mobile inflation deflation station with it.
Okay.
So that
like
either means
put a huge air tank on the thing.
Either that, or have a bunch of a big battery bank in it that I can run a bunch of 10.6 compressors off of, or put a shop air compressor in it and with a 220 inverter into it. Something like that, so that we can inflate and deflate off of the Unimog, and we just drive it up to Loon Lake on a Saturday morning and hang out and have coffee for people and air down people before they go into the Rubicon or something.
You should set up a few batteries, and then get a tank, and then run like 6 or 10 PSI Pros into the tank. Use the PSI Pros as your tank pressure.
Yeah, as the compressor.
As the compressor.
To fill the tanks.
Yeah. And then you can use the big tank and the air hoses and just blast everybody full with their tires.
Yeah, that would be a way to do it.
That'd be funny.
Yep. So that's the goal for it right now, and it'll of course turn neon green down the road. Or that paint job is so well done on it. I'm like, I wonder if I can just keep that paint job and get some neon green highlights to it somehow.
Yeah, just put neon green Morphlate on there.
Yeah, right.
And it's sort of a light olive color.
Yeah,
it's like, sort of green, and it's like it's a light gray green color.
It's a blend between OD green, olive drab green, and cement gray.
Yeah.
It's a nice blend of those two colors, like right in the middle of it. So
yeah. So cool. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
You need some tires too.
Definitely need some tires. That's a little bit further. I thought about getting those first, but I was like, it could be nice for diagnosing stuff if I just have it all on 4 jack stands and no tires. Sure. That way I can rotate and run the wheels and etc. So tires will be in the future as well, but not as soon as I was originally thinking they were going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Yokohama make any 16.5s?
I doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was shocked because I was looking at those rims and I'm like, these look really small. Like, how do they fit over the portals? And Ryan was saying that there are some custom made wheels, like professionally and unique to the MOG people. And I was like, what size are they? And they're like 16.5 inch diameter, wheels. I'm like, that fits over the drums and everything. And I'm like, wow. And it does, which is crazy.
Yep.
Don't bend it or else it'll rub, but it does make it.
Yep.
So that's pretty crazy. No, I think there's a lot of fun stuff that I think you can imagine that you want to do with that rig. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I brought the secretary over because I needed to run by the warehouse this weekend for something, and so she came with me. This is funny. I own Morphlate, right? And so like tires are my life, kind of managing, maintaining tires and knowing about tires and stuff like that. So she got a screw in the Lexus tire.
Okay.
And I went to repair it with a tire plug kit.
Yeah.
I didn't have any tire plug kits at home.
Oh no.
They're in my off-road vehicles.
Yeah.
And Kermit was at the warehouse on tracks on a trailer, and the mule is at Stella Built right now.
Yep.
So I was like,
okay,
this is embarrassing. I don't have a tire plug kit here.
Yeah.
I got to go down to the warehouse and grab one. So she came with me, and I showed her the Unimog in the fenced-in area across there, and she was like, "That's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool." She goes, "I want you to sell Kermit." She goes, we don't need 2 rock crawlers, but that's cool. I would love to have that around. I was like, oh, cool. Okay.
All right.
Sweet. So I have the wife's blessing
as
well on
All
it.
Right.
So
I thought it was going to be, she was going to walk in and be like, what the hell is that? You bought another rig and you didn't even tell me about it this time.
No. I got it for under $17.
I know.
All right.
Lucky. I would have bought that for $17.
I know, right? Yeah. So,
nice.
Yeah, that's the unicorn story. It all was very kind of quick, and I dropped a bunch of other things to get that done and make sure that I was able to capitalize on that opportunity. So now it's a matter of getting it titled under my name, and I need to figure out the year, and I need to do some research on the VIN and get a bill of sale from the landlord and all this other stuff. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting.
Yep.
Curious how that's going to go.
I don't know. We'll see. I've heard that Unimog owners have had troubles before registering their Unimog in California because the VIN number is not your typical VIN number template.
Okay.
It's missing a few digits from a normal vehicle's VIN number. It's only...
What year is it? Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to do a research on the exact VIN it is. It's probably a late 60s Unimog from what I've understood.
That's what I was going to guess.
Yeah.
Late 60s.
A lot of the 404s are late 60 military surplus kind of thing.
Cool.
This one, it sounds like it was a Swiss cargo version. So,
okay.
I don't know what the story is behind it. If it served under the Swiss military or in Europe or anything before getting imported over here to the US, I have no clue.
Right. Well, if it was Swiss, though, it probably didn't serve.
Probably. That's true. Fair.
It was like, no, I don't drive for that.
Well, yeah, somebody looked at it and they were like, oh, that's what this is. It's this is spouted off a bunch of stuff about it. And I was like, huh. And he said, it's a Swiss cargo 404.
Okay.
Model. So
good for it.
Yeah. They carried pizzas around with it.
Yep.
Cause they're Swiss and they eat pizzas a lot. I don't know. So anyways, that's the Unimog story so far.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Vehicle to the fleet.
Yeah. It's pretty cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're a very unique vehicle. I'm sure everybody that's listening to us at least knows what the Unimogs are.
Yep.
So, and how special those axles are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty rad.
Yep. Now I can tell Scott that I finally got some portals.
Yeah.
Zing. That's funny. Love you, Scott.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Cool.
Yeah. So that was the Unimog setup. Other than that, I went out playing in the snow this weekend.
Okay.
Our original plan was to take a day where all the employees could go up and run an inflation and deflation station up on Mormon Immigrant Trail.
Right.
So we'd been planning this since before the storm came through.
Oh, okay.
And then the storm came through and they shut down Mormon Immigrant.
Right.
And people had already started taking their day off to make up for working on a Sunday or a Saturday.
Sure.
During the week. And so we were like, okay, well, we're still going to go do this somewhere. So our next plan was to go up to Wentworth Springs.
Oh, yeah.
And then they closed Wentworth Springs.
Yep. They did that too.
we were like, well, shit, where do we go now?
Yeah.
I don't know where we're going now. So we decided we would go up to Ice House Road and Wentworth Springs intersection, the one that goes over to Uncle Tom's cabin, up and over Heartless, right? And
how far were you able to drive up that?
Like in the truck or the Lexus or the track 4Runner?
Let's go with the Lexus.
No, nothing at all. There's the turnout there was 10 feet deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you didn't go truck being okay. So yeah, let's say what truck were you referring to? Because when you said
we towed
trailering.
We towed Kermit up there with the tracks.
Zero there as well.
Yeah, that didn't go anywhere on the snow.
Right. So the only thing left then is Kermit, or what about the employees' rigs?
Yeah, the employees really didn't bring any of their vehicles. Jake brought his 3rd gen 4Runner, and he didn't put it in the snow.
No.
And then so it was funny because we saw that some guys were trying to attempt it yesterday, the day before Saturday. And so we were like, okay, there's going to be some tracks here. You know, that's always a really big turnout. And when the fresh snow falls, it's kind of fun to go there and watch people try and get up that side of Heartless, right? And some people do fairly well and some people don't do well at all. And it's a fun entertainment to sit and watch people.
Right.
So we're like, okay, we'll just go there and that's what we'll do. And then we'll submit a challenge to people. If you can make it to the top of Heartless from there, you'll win a free air hub.
Oh, okay.
We posted on Instagram on Sunday morning that we were going to do that challenge. And nobody showed up. So apparently everybody, even though Wentworth Springs was closed, quote unquote, soft closure, everybody went up from that Georgetown side on Wentworth Springs to go up to Uncle Tom's on Sunday.
Okay.
And so there was people that said they were up trying to get to the top of Heartless from Uncle Tom's side and couldn't do it.
Wow.
They were getting all denied on 40 and 42 inch tires. And when we first, when Ryan was kind of driving the 4Runner throughout the day and I was kind of hanging out with the family kind of thing. And he tried to go up a little ways in the 4Runner on tracks from the bottom and only made it like 100 feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's just, it's the perfect concoction of snow, the perfect thing that happened all at once to create near bottomless powder that doesn't pack.
Right.
And so there's just not really, you just can't drive anything on it. Snowmobiles don't do well on it. They just sink down in it. Track vehicles don't do well on it. Tired vehicles definitely don't do well on it. So it was early in the morning in the shade when it was still cold. You just couldn't go anywhere. We got the 4Runner about 100 feet.
Dang. That's wild.
Later in the afternoon after lunch, they tried it again.
Yeah. And
they were able to make it about half a mile.
Okay.
Up Heartless before the snow was just getting so deep that it was up over the top of the tracks.
Oh, geez.
And like halfway up the doors on the 4Runner. And they had to stop and shovel the tracks out a couple times and back out of it.
Wow.
Before they were like, we're the only vehicle here. And if we get this thing stuck, no one's going to be able to come get us.
No.
So they turned around.
Smart.
Yeah. And came back down. So nobody showed up for inflation, deflation. We had chili dogs and Battery Ryan and his family.
Yeah.
Came up and hung out with us for the day. So
nice.
We just kind of hung around and went sledding for a while and made a couple sled runs there on the other side of the road and waved at the snow plows driving by and had a really nice, relaxing day. It was very sunny.
Yeah.
On Sunday. And so the kiddo has like these 2 red blotches right under his eyes, I guess, or we forgot to get the sunscreen because it was close to his eyes. I don't know why, but we just missed that spot. So we had these 2 little
little sunburns.
Yeah, little sun marks right under his eyes. But he had a good time. He did not like sledding.
Oh, not yet.
I took him down the hill once on the sled and he kind of like got to the bottom and was freaking out and go, mama, mama. I was like, you're fine.
Too fast.
Yeah. But mom had a great time sledding. Good. The secretary. She said that she was kind of apprehensive and not really looking forward to the day, but ended up having a really good time out in the snow playing around. So, yeah, it was a fun day playing in the snow. Got to watch the Forerunner go play around the snow. The guys took it up the hill as far as they could and came back, and they had a great time. So it's a good day.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. My week was, I'm assuming you're done.
I'm done.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Last week was pretty good for the most part until about Thursday midday.
Okay.
So I posted the podcast for Thursday, and my goal was to, and I didn't make the YouTube video for whatever reason on Thursday night. Or on Wednesday night. And so I was like, okay, I need to get up and I need to start, do all the morning stuff that I need to do. And then I'll start working on the YouTube video. And so I was working on the YouTube video and then finished that. And then I was exporting the YouTube video and rendering the YouTube video. And then I was like, well, I'll start editing the podcast for today while this is going on. And I think I was doing I think I had like a YouTube video playing also in the background, and all of a sudden, blue screen of death.
Oh no!
Yeah,
wah, wah.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, let me see. And it said like bad kernel or something like that. So I was like, okay, well, let me see if it'll
kernel on your
restart.
computer?
I wish.
That's
I love
weird.
popcorn. So I tried to restart it, and it went straight to like the BIOS. I was like, oh,
that's never
crap.
good.
Yeah, and so.
We don't recognize a motherboard in here. What are you doing?
Yeah, we don't recognize anything. So I tried to sometimes it doesn't it's sort of like one of those vehicles. It's like, it doesn't work sometime, but it might come back. So I tried to start and stop it a few times, and it was like, no, that we don't like you. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, this thing's pretty bad. And so I pulled out all of the hard drives out of the computer, and then I plugged in another hard drive and a Windows boot disk. On a thumb drive, and tried to, and then loaded off of the boot disk. And then it said, your computer is not compatible with Windows 11.
Oh,
I'm like, I had Windows 11.
Yeah, it was on here.
Like, what do you mean? So then I went down this rabbit hole trying to figure out how do I put Windows 11 on. And apparently somebody made a program that you can run and install on the thumb drive that will then bypass Windows requirements.
Okay.
So I was like, let me try that. Tried all that. Still was failing.
Jeez.
Right and left. And then I got frustrated and went to bed. And that took all Thursday.
Wow.
From 10 or 11 or 12 all the way.
Wow.
And I was supposed to work with Hussman that night, and I was supposed to do some work on Samantha. And I had a friend coming over. Truck Norris came over for a hot minute, and I had to get something for him. But it was good to see him. But more or less, I was just computer, my head was into solving this computer problem. So I went to bed that night, and then I woke up with the realization, well, if the computer doesn't want Windows 11, maybe I should try to install Windows 10.
Okay.
And Windows 10 installed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I was like, sweet. So it installed, and it was going through its boot process. And then the screen went black. And then the computer appeared to go to sleep. And it was still loading Windows. And I'm like, this is weird. So I did that. I formatted the hard drive, had to put it in another format to, it was this whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, I'll sum this up because we're right around an hour and I still have more to talk about. I had to take the computer in to a shop.
Okay.
And he diagnosed that one of my RAMs went bad.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so I had four sticks of RAM in there, all 16 gigs. So a total of 64. And he tested one pair and it failed. And then he tested the second pair and then it passed.
Okay.
The RAM testing. And so I was like, well, if that's it, just leave that second pair of RAM in there. And let's see if now is the motherboard and the CPU and everything else okay. So he did all the tests on that. Everything seems fine. Okay. So this one stick of RAM, completely ruined the hard drive or completely ruined the computer in that day and all of Friday because I had to take my computer in. And so, I have a few other computers that I edited the podcast on so that we didn't lose the podcast. I just wasn't editing a YouTube video on some of the old laptops I've laying around. So, Yeah. So on Monday, I picked my computer up again, and it just doesn't have the sticks of RAM on it. I also told him just like, let's do a fresh start, wipe the hard drive. Cause I have a 500 gig hard drive that's only for Windows and programs.
Okay.
All my other data, like all my photos, all, documents, all, Dropbox, whatever else is stored on other hard drives.
Okay.
So if my main hard drive dies, oh well.
Yep.
Like just format it.
Yeah.
Let's clean it up. Let's make sure it, it passes the formatting and it works, and just reload, and then I can plug in the other hard drives, and I'm pretty much right back where I started.
Yeah.
So that's on Monday. I spent a lot of rebuilding this computer and bringing it back up to life, and putting all the software and everything on it. And I was just like, man, like that, like 3 days of work because of this stupid RAM.
Yeah.
The side benefit, or not a benefit, but a side thing was that the tech guy, and if you have computer, I'm going to shout this guy out. So there's this guy, Mike, for Tech 2U, like computer repair in Rockland. That guy was awesome.
Nice.
I think he did everything correct. I think he would communicate very well with me on what was going on. I felt like if you guys have computer problems, I would highly recommend that Tech 2U with that guy, Mike. It was rad. When I was leaving, he said, hey, I had the RAM I have is called G Skill. And he's like, they have a lifetime warranty.
Oh.
As long as you're like, there's no physical damage or anything to it. And you can give them, you're going to have to send both in and they'll test it. And if they confirm that it's bad RAM and it's their fault, then they'll probably give you more sticks of RAM.
Okay.
I said, sweet. So I'm going to try that. So I went home and I typed into ChatGPT, like, does G-Skill offer a lifetime warranty? And I was like, yeah, you need to go here. You need to download their RMA form and then submit it. And then if you get approved, they'll communicate with you on how to send the RAM on. So I did everything. I submitted my RMA. Yeah. And we'll see if they come back, and maybe, and fingers crossed, I'll just get 2 new sticks of RAM back and be up and running.
Nice.
Yeah, so that would be pretty cool, but it was a bummer to have the computer down because it's sort of like it's my powerhouse of all the work I do. So it's kind of like, I can't really do a whole lot. And then I was carrying the laptop from the house to the shop and back when I was running panels or whatever. So that was a bummer. Anyways, we had planned to go snow backpacking this last weekend. Okay. And because of the storm, and because of the avalanches, we opted not to go backpacking. Okay. So we went to my buddy's cabin, the one we were at just last weekend with my family. Now all my friends that were going to go backpacking went there. Yep. And we hung out there for the weekend. And it was just a bunch of dudes, hanging out at the cabin, chilling. There was one of my buddies brought his 14-year-old son. So we had to watch our mouth a little bit, not a whole lot. But we had a great time. It was just hanging out with the old college mates, relaxing. On Saturday, we went snowshoeing, and we hiked up. We were going to go to Pinecrest Lake, but man, that place was packed. Oh, geez. It was ridiculous. I've never seen it like that before. And I have a 100% understanding why locals absolutely hate tourists. Like they brought picnic tables and chairs and shit and had it behind their car, into the driving area, tailgating.
It's okay.
Right. And then we turn in, we're here to try to find parking. And we're
can't get through the parking area.
Can't get through the parking area because people are sitting there at picnic, plastic tables that they brought from home and chairs, eating lunch. We're in the way. Yeah. Right. Why are you trying to drive through here? Yeah. You're in the middle of the road. What are you doing? Yeah. And, and they're like, well, I can't believe they're doing this. I'm like, well, there's picnic tables, big concrete ones available for people to sit on, but they're all covered in snow right now. Yep. So people were like, we're smart. We'll bring our own table, but there's nowhere to put it up. Yeah. Right. You're going to put it in the snow. It'll sink all the way down. So I'm not arguing for them. I'm just saying they were clever to be able to do that, but it just really gunked everything up.
If they were the only ones there that day, then it's a great plan.
Yeah, but you aren't the only ones there. And it's like, it was just ridiculous. So we drove in and we are like, no. And we left, and then we continued to drive up Highway 108 towards where the road was closed. And we know a spot up there that it's a dirt road turnoff that has an off highway trail, but the gate was closed, and actually you barely even saw the gate.
Yeah.
There was probably like 4 or 5 feet of snow where we were.
Okay.
And and a week ago when I was there was no snow.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't even a base. It was just dirt, like normal, it was just a dry area.
Yep.
And so we hiked about a mile and a half, like 1.2, 1.5 miles. And to just this nice lookout area, and had lunch and turned around and came back, and just, it was a fun, relaxing day, fun, relaxing trip with everybody. Cruised home Sunday, but no major rush. We just all woke up, cleaned up, and took off. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun hanging out with everybody. We have another buddy who has a cabin nearby, and he actually was up there. So he came over and hung out. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. And so that was the weekend. It was just a good, relaxing time with some mates up in the snow. Monday, I ran a bunch of panels. And then when I went into town to drop all the panels off, I went to the auto parts store, and I bought new plugs and new wires for Bobcat.
Okay.
And I installed the plugs and wires, which is super easy. And then I took Bobcat for a drive because I had the engine codes coming off right before we left to Hammers. Before we left to Hammers, I unplugged the battery because I was like, I can't figure out why all the codes. I'm just going to reset it and see kind of what happens. And so when I got back from Hammers, I put the battery, connected the battery on, and turned it on, and there was no lights.
Okay.
No check engine light. I was like, okay, well, I need to drive it around and make sure it runs it through its processes to see if the light will come on. But it wouldn't idle. It would like idle, and then it would just slowly die. I was like, this is weird. It would idle, like I turn it back on, and it would idle, and then I like blop throttle a little bit, and it would start idling, and then it would just slowly die. I was like, huh.
Okay.
Like, is there an O2 thing or one thing? But one of the codes that was being thrown was something in regards to the spark. Okay. So I was like, I haven't done plugs and wires in a long time. I'm just going to do plugs and wires. And if that's still not working right, then I'm going to open the differential or the distributor, and I was going to clean the contacts in there and everything. And so I changed the plugs and wires, and then I drove it from my house out the freeway, down the freeway, a few exits, exited, and then drove back on the freeway, and then came back to my house, and then parked in front of the shop, and it was idling fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
The computer just needed to figure it out. Right.
Yep.
And no codes.
Nice.
So I know somewhere somebody told me that you're supposed to drive the vehicle like 100 miles before you get it smogged.
Ideally, roughly, it gives it a chance for all of the OBD monitors to set ready kind of thing, which was the big issue I had when I did the 3-4 swap. Right. I couldn't get all 100% of the monitors set. Right. But with OBD1, there's a lot fewer monitors. So it's just mainly the O2 monitor to measure whether it's running rich or lean and is firing at the right time kind of thing.
Can they even check that?
Combustion.
I mean, with my OBD1, don't they just do a tail sniff test?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then a visual?
Yep.
So it's like, I'm like, okay, I'm not having any codes, and I've probably driven it maybe like 10, 15 miles total. Yeah. I'm just going to take it in.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
And if they go, you haven't driven this far enough, I'll be like,
how do you know? I'm just curious.
You're right.
Yeah.
But how do you know? Because I figured you wouldn't know. So I'm kind of curious how you know. Like, and I understand, like, especially with the OBD2, the computer's recording a lot more, and it has a lot more checks that it has to do. And they really say you should drive it for 100 miles so that you fulfill all those checks, right? It's not, you have to go 100 miles. They just want you to fulfill all the checks.
Yep.
So, but I don't, like, for me, I'm like, how, unless they're somehow able to connect into the OBD1 reader and get that information.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that smart.
I don't think it is either. Yeah.
So I'm going to take Bobcat to go get smogged Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
Maybe Friday morning. And hopefully it passes smog, because it's not smog. It hasn't smog. I don't have the registration sticker.
Okay.
For Bobcat for this weekend.
Yeah.
Because it's not smogged.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that it'll pass smog.
Yep.
And then if I can drive it and if I get
Just
pulled
carry the
over,
smog
I'll be
paperwork
like,
with you,
look,
yeah.
I just passed smog. I don't have my,
Yep.
I don't have the tag yet.
Yep.
So that's my game plan.
Okay.
And yeah, that's, so I'll let everybody know, how smog goes. And if
Yep.
they are able to check OBD1,
Yeah.
I did want to talk to Ben, and I think he had a good smog guy around that he suggested, but, yeah, that's really about it for me.
Nice.
I got the computer back, which is good, but
Yeah.
now I've been like loading stuff, and we have a recording this evening. So I've been rattling my brain about, okay, I need to download Riverside. I might need to download my audio equipment files. I need to how do I make sure that I'm ready for this interview?
Yeah.
So that I'm not the dude like, oh, sorry, I got to download this. I'm the podcast guy, but I'm not ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's just a lot. That's the only bummer. I think the major bummer about getting either a new computer or like restarting your computer from zero is like, you just have to reset it back into your workflow.
Yeah.
But it's running so much faster because it doesn't have all the crap on it for the last few years. So it's running better, even though it has less RAM in it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was about it.
Nice.
It was a good weekend all in all.
Cool.
The assistant was all home alone. The mini assistant was with her dad, and I left to go out with my boys, and she stayed at home and watched scary movies and on Friday night and some Olympics. And then on Saturday, she went out with a buddy down in downtown Folsom.
Nice.
Yeah. So she got some friend time as well. So that worked out. Yeah.
That works. Well, cool. That's all the updates I have for now. There's a couple of things brewing on the back end that has a lot of my attention right now. And I think one of them is going to be a doozy. Both of them are going to be a doozy of a story, I think. So once they kind of come to fruition, which I think is going to be after this week, I might be able to tell everybody out on the camping trip about it and how it all went.
Ooh, okay.
But if not, then I'm thinking next week will be a big story time.
Okay. Well, then I won't do anything.
It just don't do it. You can't go camping, Jimmy.
No.
Sorry. So it'll be fun stories for you guys. And then Monday, we have a really good interview for you guys with Mike McGarity from Corva. This is going to be a really important one, especially if you live in California.
Or Nevada.
They're all a bunch of trails right around there. It's over the whole 2,200 miles. Yes, 2,200 miles of trails that were just closed by a federal court judge, not by BLM, not by any set processes, not by public comment periods, nothing. None of that was followed. A federal judge just said, oh yeah, that sounds good, and shut it all down. So, which is a big, big problem, I think, not just for our current side that we're on, trying to keep trails open, but even for the other side that's trying to get trails closed. What essentially that's stated, we'll get into it on Monday more, and why this is so freaking important. And everybody needs to really pay close attention and understand what the real fight is here. It's not necessarily the 2,200 mile closure. It's how it was done. And if this is how they want it to set, then that just means that then our side can now go to any federal judge across the country and say, I think the Pacific Crest Trail should be shut down because of this reason, and make it sound good. The judge can shut it down, which I don't think is the right move. Nobody should be able to do that. But that's essentially what happened. But with off-road trails are in and around Mojave rather than the Pacific Crest Trail. So
I wonder if we can do the opposite. I wonder if we can find a federal court judge to start opening trails.
That'd be an interesting play, right? Which I don't think is the right thing should be able to just do on a whim either. Like, I want to make sure that trails are done sustainably, and that if a trail gets open, that there's going to be enough management resources to manage and maintain the trails properly, whether that's volunteer work or the land managers doing the work, whatever it is. So, there's processes for a reason to make sure that things stay sustainable for the users and the user groups and people with vested interests in perpetuity into the future. And none of that was followed. So,
Yep. It's going to be a great episode. Make sure you tune in for that one. There'll probably be a few call to actions in there. So we'll make sure to keep all that in the show notes for you, along with everything else that we did here today.
Yeah.
which wasn't a whole lot necessarily in the show notes for this one, but besides the normal jargon. But if you enjoyed these podcasts, you can message us, Jimmy at SnailTrail4x4.com or Tyler at SnailTrail4x4.com. You can find me on Instagram, SnailTrail4x4. Tyler's over 4x4 Toyota Tyler. Or you can call in and be a part of our snail mail episodes at 916-345-4744.
Sweet. I like it a lot. Jimmy, any final words for everybody out there today?
I'm super excited to see the Unimog on Ruby tracks.
The thought had occurred to me.
I believe it.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling. I've heard that Jimmy has jokes.
I do. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What do you call a cat that likes to swim?
I don't know.
An octopus.
An octo? Because they're an 8 leg? 8? I don't get it.
It's more the puss part.
Oh.
Like a pussy cat.
Yeah, why? What about the 8?
I don't
What
know.
does the 8 have to do with any of the water?
It's because
swimming.
it's an octopus.
Oh. Octopuses don't really swim.
Do cats?
That's fair.